Hi guys, we are looking at our homework for Chapter 17, Issues in Labor Markets, Unions, Discrimination, Immigration. Okay, the first thing, of course, you're going to need to do is to download your Excel spreadsheet right here, and also I'm going to send it out to you guys today on an email, so you'll already have it, so you can work with your spreadsheet before you open up your assignment. So what we have, and I'm going to jump over to my spreadsheet, which is right here. So what we have is we have a table that shows the labor market for city bus drivers in the town of Unionville. And all of the bus drivers belong to a union. Now this is a little bit misleading, but when we do our a table in our graph right here, if I could get to it, this is what yours looks like. We're going to assume that this is a supply and a demand in the free market. So when we're looking at for the equilibrium price and quantity demanded in this table, that's going to show us the equilibrium if there was no union, if it was just a free market, if the market was just operating on its own. So the first thing that we have to do, which is a little bit tricky, in order to get our quantity to be on our vertical axis, we have to rearrange this table to look like this, and you need to actually put in the wages here at each quantity. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy those out, and then you're going to have to put these in manually, but it's going to look like this. Let me just jump back over here. This is going to look like this, and all this has to be put in. Actually, I'm just going to start here. This has to be put in manually, and it won't take you that long. It's just that I'm going to do it a little bit quicker since I've already done it. We're going to put that in here, paste, right? So if you look at this, what I've done is I've matched up the wages for a demand here with the quantity. So if you look at quantity 4,000 right here, the wage per hour, the quantity demanded is 4,000 at a wage of $24 per hour. So I've matched those up for the demand curve right here, and I've matched up the wages with the quantity supplied right here. Okay, so you'll just have to put those in manually, and that's the only way I could figure out, and I've tried this several ways to get the graph to look like your typical demand and supply microeconomics graph. Okay, so once we've done this, we can actually create our graph. So we just simply come down here on this in this area, right click and select data, and we want to add our wage rate for a quantity of workers demanded. This is going to be our demand curve right here. So we're going to add that as the series name, and then the X values are going to be the horizontal values, which is going to be the quantities, which are here. Okay, so we're going to select all of those, and then we're going to click the down arrow, and we're going to select our Y values, and so you're going to have to select all of this. Okay, so click on this grid, and this is a left click on the grid, the left click and drag the whole column from here to here. Click on your down arrow and go OK, OK, and I believe that's going to do it. Yeah. Okay, now what we want to do here to make this look as close, just to make it look like what we would like it to look like, is we want to get rid of this right here. So because these are connected, because they're connected here, but we don't want that. So let's go there and go delete. Whoops, not that. Sorry. I'm going to come here and go, let's see, format data series. And we do not want a line, so line, no line. How do we do that? Line color, no line, right there. Okay, great, no line. Okay, so what I did was I clicked on one of these points. I right-clicked on it, then I clicked on format data series, and then I clicked on line style, actually line color right here, and then I clicked on no line. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a trend line. So I'm going to click on this again, which is a right click, and add trend line. And then I'm going to just scoot this over, and I'm going to look at which one of these matches my points. So it's not linear. Maybe logarithmic, and maybe, let's see, let's move this over so we can look at the whole thing. Let's see, that one, or that one, actually, or that one. Let's see, it's probably closest if we select logarithmic right here. Okay, now I'm just going to format it, so I'm going to click on it. Actually, I can do it right here. Line the color, and I'm going to go solid. I'm going to use this color and go line style and make it 2.5 so it looks, so I can actually see it. Okay, 2.5 right there under line style, and then go close. So now I've got pretty close to my demand curve here, my demand curve. Now I'm going to do the same thing for supply right here. So I'm going to select data, add, and series name, wage rate for quantity of workers supplied, and then I'm going to click on my series X data, which is right here, the horizontal axis right here, and then we're going to click the down arrow and series Y values, and we're going to scoot that over, and we're going to select this whole column right here. Okay, and then down arrow, OK. Okay, now we've got this curve, and since these are not, and I don't know why actually, there's no line actually showing here, but there is not, so we can be, so that's just how this sometimes it just does things. I'm not even sure why, but I'm going to add a trend line that matches up this as close as possible, and you can see linear is not it. So let's look at exponential. Nope, that's not it either. That's sort of close, a little bit off right there. No, that's a little bit closer, isn't it? So somewhere between those two. Let's see what does power. No, that's not it. So let's use polynomial. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close to these points. And then I'm going to right click on that, format trend line, line color, solid line. I'm going to use that dark red to match the points. And I'm going to go to line style and make it 2.5 to match the demand. And go, whoops, go, OK, close. OK, now we have our supply and demand in the market. And we want to look at, well, before we actually start answering the questions, it's good just to put in our price line here. And we know that from the a table that the equilibrium wage in the market is $18 an hour. So we're going to put that right here. So all we have to do here is just type in 18, just like this, and it's already formatted for a currency. So just type in 18 right here, click on that, find your black cross and left click and just drag. There you go. Now we're going to add this in, so we're going to just click down here, and we're going to select data, add market equilibrium wage. X values are here. Y values are here. Value, I should say. Okay. Okay. Now we have our price line across here, and I'm going to format that. Let's see, I'm going to add a trend line, and this can be linear because it's just very linear. And I'm going to go line a color. We're going to use that green if we can find it. Close to it, this green right here, I guess. Dark green. And then go line style 2.5 so it matches the other ones. Okay, close. Now we have that the wage rate in the market. So we can see our equilibrium wage rate in quantity is $18 an hour at a quantity of 8,000 right here, and you can also see it right here. Now in our questions, we're going to be asked. Let me jump back over here. We're going to be asked or told that a union has negotiated a raise that is $4 per hour higher than it would otherwise be. Okay, that's kind of poor English right there, but okay, sorry about that. Than it would be otherwise, I guess. And so let's just go ahead and put that in, and then in the next video we'll come back and start to answer these questions, okay? So let's jump back over to our graph right here, and we want to put in a higher wage right here that is $4 higher than 18. So 18 plus, did I do that right? Let me see if I did that right. I did. 22, okay. 22, right here, 22. And then just let's see, find your little black cross, left click and drag, and then we're going to add that in. So we're going to come over here, select the data, add higher wage, and then we're going to select our X values right here and click the red arrow down, click in the grid, select our Y values right here, and then we just simply OK. Now we need to format this trend line, so we're gonna, let's see, let me come back up here. There we go. Add trend line. That can be linear. We're just going to make it purple so that it matches the symbols. Line style, we're going to make it 2.5 to match all of the other ones, and now we have our graph, and we're going to be able to see that this is going to show us the labor surplus right here that happens as a result of the union negotiating the higher wage. Okay, so now I'll come back on the next video and we'll start looking at the questions. Okay.